With India's latest and most advanced fighter jet, the Tejas MK2 set to fly within months, shockingly, the engine deal has not been finalized yet, leaving everyone wondering just who will power the Tejas. Will we see similar delays for Tejas MK2s like we have seen for the Mark 1A deliveries?
Tejas, we started inducting in 2016. I do not have the first 40 aircraft also.
Amidst intense criticism and scrutiny, the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has come forward and dismissed all speculation. HAL claims there will be no talks with any other engine supplier, including French Safran, and that only the American GE F414 engines will soon become the beating heart of India's most ambitious fighter jet till date. In another huge development and proud moment for India, companies marketcap.com has revealed that HAL has climbed to become the 11th biggest defense manufacturer in the world, even bigger than the likes of France's Dassault Aviation, Italian Leonardo, and even Sweden's Saab, the manufacturer of the Gripen fighter jet. It's a sign of India's growing stature as a global defense manufacturing powerhouse. Another Indian company is now in the top 15, with Bharat Electronics also climbing to the 13th place globally. After India's dominant showing against Pakistan in the recent war, with the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force destroying 9 terror headquarters before hitting at least 11 Pakistani air bases, Indian defense stocks are soaring as the world acknowledges India's rise as a military powerhouse.
देखें कि beggars can't be choosers. Please understand that.
India has bold aerospace ambitions, with Tejas MK2 set for first flight in early 2026 and the first prototype of the 5th generation stealth fighter, the AMCA, set to fly by 2028-29. Central to both these projects is the GE F414 engine, which is expected to be manufactured in India with an 80% tech transfer deal. Now the HAL has dismissed all speculation over any other engine. American GE F414 is the chosen one, and the Indian manufacturer will stick by its decision. Now, France's Safran may still be roped in for a more powerful engine for the AMCA Mark II, but that's at a later stage. Posting on Platform X, HAL firmly rejected media reports claiming that negotiations with General Electric over the local production of GE F414 engines have stalled. A defense media portal had stated last week how the HAL will open negotiations with French aerospace firm Safran due to delay in negotiations with American firm GE. The state-run aerospace giant has now called the report factually incorrect and misleading. A statement posted by HAL on Platform X said, quote, HAL reiterates that negotiations with GE are on track and progressing well, and that HAL is not in talks with any other company regarding engines for LCA Mark II. Any information suggesting otherwise is incorrect, unquote. But why does India keep going back to the United States for critical defense tech?
Then to our growing defense relationship with India, where we pass new milestones by the day, from shared ventures of our defense industries to...
जब अमेरिका और भारत साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं, मेगा...
When it comes to reliability, maintenance costs and shelf life, it seems HAL believes there is no competitor on par with the GE engines in this category. Meant to work in harsh environments, the GE engine's hot section components enhance its robustness and dependability, enabling it to function well in India's varied climate. The full authority digital engine control system offers accurate engine performance management, improving efficiency, responsiveness, and reliability. The sophisticated digital control system makes troubleshooting and maintenance easier, which makes it easier for operators to utilize it. An initial understanding for the GE F414 engines was reached during Indian Prime Minister Modi's state visit to the United States back in 2023. However, the debate restarted after GE supply chain issues delayed the Tejas Mark 1A project by nearly 2 years. India just cannot afford a similar delay for the LCA Mark IIs and especially the stealth fighter program, the AMCA. Meanwhile, France is betting big on India's rise as a defense manufacturing powerhouse. Dassault Aviation has partnered with India's Tata Group. Now the fuselages and key components of the Rafale fighter jets will be made in India. The India facility will manufacture up to 24 Rafale fuselages each year, which could service the Indian Air Force as well as Indian Navy's demands, as well as Dassault's global obligations. Even France's Safran is expanding its strategic footprint in Indian aerospace industry. Pushing forward the Modi government's Make in India initiative, Safran is launching a facility for maintenance, repair and overhaul or MRO of turbine-forged parts for LEAP engines in Hyderabad. The advanced military cooperation with Safran proves that India considers France a trustworthy partner and an ally. Reportedly, Safran even proposed a full transfer of technology and intellectual property rights for the fighter jet engine program to India, which would enable India to have greater autonomy in engine design, development and production. Now, this would align with India's broader goal of achieving self-reliance in defense technology, as well as reducing dependency on foreign suppliers and supply chains.
While signing the contracts itself, some of times we are sure that it is not going to come up.
And even though GE has been finalized, the Safran option can be explored simultaneously. In January of this year, General Electric had reportedly raised its asking price from India for the sale of GE F414 engines, with an 80% transfer of technology costing almost $500 million more from an initially agreed price of $1 billion. Both sides came to the negotiating table once again. The enhanced TOT in the fresh agreement aims to provide India with greater capability and self-reliance in jet engine technology, a key objective for the nation's defense industry. Navigating uncharted waters, this is the first time the United States has allowed another country to manufacture the GE F414 engines outside its borders, marking a historic moment in the bilateral defense partnership.
Starting this year, we'll be increasing military sales to India by many billions of dollars.
However, as per reports, the US firm is reluctant to part with 100% transfer of technology. Back in 2023, the HAL and GE signed a Memorandum of Understanding for co-production of 99 GE F414 INS-6 engines in India. Before that, the HAL had signed a $6.8 billion deal with GE for the F404 engines to power the Tejas Mark 1A jets. However, the erratic engine supply is now expected to push deliveries of this fighter jet to the end of 2025, 2 years later than the contractual terms. The engine delays are not an isolated incident. Even the Apache helicopter deliveries from America to India have faced several roadblocks. Now, one can only hope the Americans will fulfill their contractual obligations on time from here on. But what do you believe? Is the United States still the best bet for India to power its aerospace ambitions? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.